Be close with the teachers. Know the true performance of your child. Allow your child to explore their education opportunities.
Siku ya leo ni siku muhimu sana kwa wanafunzi wa shule ya Kiadventista Kiserian ambao wamekuja kujumuika pamoja kujua na kuteua nyanja mbalimbali za masomo ambazo zitawasaidia hapo maisha ya mbeleni.
My name is James Romba, a student at Kiserian Adventist schools. Today is a special day for us, Career Day. We came here to learn about the careers we want to pursue, and different teachers will be coming here to teach us. Myself, I want to learn about engineering, and I don't know as for the rest of us.
I am in grade 9. Today is a special day for us. We shall be hosting Career Day. Personally, I anticipate to learn more about a doctor. Feel most welcome. Thank you.
Just let me notify you of the following. Our next presenter is going to be coming from the Story Moja. They have a very unique book that involves everything related to grade 10 in particular, and we are encouraged to purchase that book outside. At the same time, we encouraged those of us who are parents here to purchase the Targeter books outside there by the waiting bay. After that, we have the commissioner from the Ministry of Education giving us her presentation. Parents, I want to encourage you to be very attentive because the government of Kenya is here today. Additionally, we are going to have the chair of the board. The chair of the board is going to give us an introduction of the chief guest. Then after the chief guest, we'll have a brief session of question and answer. Then we'll conclude it by a vote of thanks by one of the board members, that is Elder Nyakundi. Meaning, after the vote of thanks and the presentation of the gifts that the school is going to give to the guests, we are going to have our lunch in school, and it will be sufficient for everyone. Therefore, none of us should be in a hurry. I'm informed the grade 6 read, they have marked timed enough, and now they are ready. They are ready? Yeah.
Watainiwa gredi ya 6 jekundu tayari kuwakariria shairi lenye mada kipawa. Hatutawasikia lenye mada kipawa. Burudikeni. Salamu na kutumia, ewe mtoto elewa, una kipawa sikia, na Mungu lichopewa katika hii dunia kinafaa kutumiwa. Kipawa cha kuisha mtoto ulipatiwa. Ni vyema ukifuatia unapata kukijua, kama ni cha kukimbia chataka kuandaliwa, au watu kuimba wapate kufarijiwa. Kipawa cha kuisha mtoto ulipatiwa. Yafaa kupalia na kukilea kipawa ili uguse dunia wale waliojaliwa. Lazima kunyunyuzia maji pamoja na dawa. Kipawa cha kuisha mtoto ulipatiwa. Usiwe kuna milia rangi mbili kuachiwa. Uwezi Shabash.
Gredi ya 6. Kwa sasa ningetaka kumkaribisha the lady facilitator here of the Story Moja book, the Story Moja book. She's going to explain it in detail so that you can equally understand. Can we kindly clap for her so that she can address us?
All right, it's still good morning or good afternoon. Okay. As they prepare my presentation, I like to start with my story. I grew up in a village right at the heart of Mias Sugar Company. That is where I grew up. I went to a very, very, very local school that you don't even know, because it is called Shibale Primary. So nobody knows where we were going on without shoes, without bags. We carry even sacks as our bags to school. Yes, the Gen Zs are wondering, oh my God, I can't do that. We did that. Yeah? And I have a favorite man, the man that I love so much, my dad, Mzee Juma. We call him Mzee Juma. And Mzee Juma values education. There is nothing that he values more than education. If you give him education, you have given him everything. So he struggled to ensure that every one of us is in school, because we are 6 siblings and I'm the first. I'm the firstborn. So in Shibale Primary, we had examples of great people that had come from that same village, just like Jesus. The Bible says that Nazareth, you are one of the smallest towns. Is it Bethlehem or Nazareth? But out of you will come a ruler. Nobody knew that Jesus will come from such a village, right? So even in that village, we had great examples of men that had done it. That is Mzee Chitechi's sons. And Mzee Chitechi was the friend to Mzee Juma. So every evening, as usual in the village, wazee wanakaa pamoja. Wazee wanakaa pamoja, wanapiga story. So Mzee Juma will do that, and Mzee Juma will listen to Mzee Chitechi say how Ali is now an engineer, and Nani has come back, and now we're planning to build a community hospital. So they are doing great things. And in his heart, he really wanted also his children to do just great careers like that. You know, in the village, when you are an engineer, ata engineer kwa hapa, si ndio? There's that respect. Even when you walk in, we can almost walk out because of how powerful that was. So my dad really wanted us to do that. So every evening when I'm eating, as I've finished my assignment and you're on the table, Mzee Juma will always remind me, Mama, you're going to be a very great doctor. You're going to be a very great doctor. So those were the words, even when I was in grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. I would, that is from 1, I would think about Mzee Juma's words. You're going to be a great doctor. But let me tell you, even in my wildest dreams, I did not want to be a doctor. That is not what I wanted to be. I loved seeing people on camera. I would be on TV. And those days we had very beautiful news anchors. And those were the things that were attracting to me. So one day I told Mzee Juma, my dad, I don't think I'm going to be a doctor. I want to be a news anchor. I want to be a journalist. And listen to what Mzee Juma said. Mzee Juma said, being a news anchor is a hobby. There is nothing you're going to make out of it. And I understand him. Because those days, our parents were only exposed to but a few careers. The careers that had made it during those days were engineering, doctor, lawyer, teacher. And even if I ask right now, hata wazazi uko nyuma, careers zenye najua off head. Mzazi mmoja, during my session we will be talking a lot. We'll be talking to each other. So the teachers are going to help me with mics. Kwa wazazi, kwa wanafunzi, yes. The careers that you know top head. Tuanze na mwalimu hapa. Mwalimu usipeane. Tuanze na wewe. Careers that you know top head on your mind. Just list them.
Personally, I know a neurosurgeon, a doctor, a gynecologist, engineering, that is architecture, civil engineering.
Hapo. Mama notice, mtu mwingine, let's give a learner behind you. Careers that you know, careers zenye unajua zenye umesikia. Let's go.
A pilot.
A pilot.
A teacher.
A teacher.
A cardiologist.
A cardiologist.
An engineer.
An engineer.
A pastor.
A pastor. Hey, praise God, pastors. Thank you. Let's continue. Give another. I want a girl. Gender balance. I want a girl. Very fast. A girl. Alana. Careers that you know of head. Let's go.
A doctor.
A doctor.
An engineer.
An engineer.
A dancer.
A dancer. Praise God, dancers. Amen.
A musician.
A musician.
A choreographer.
A choreographer. We have a new one in the house, yes. Any other?
Those are the main ones.
Now, why am I asking this? If we are doing an assessment, CBE is about assessments. We can assess that everyone had a doctor, sindio? Everyone had an engineer, sindio? So mostly we are exposed to just the things that we've been knowing again and again. Doctor, lawyer, engineer. But do you know there exist more than 100 careers in the world right now? Yes. Nobody said a DJ. Nobody said a content creator. Nobody said a fashion designer. There exist a lot of careers, and I'm gonna start. Take me. Let's just start. I hope parents you can see, right? Parents, can we be able to see Junindo Mkonyuma? Okay, thank you. Just take me in front, kabisa. I will tell you where to stop. This is Story Moja Africa. My name is Ruth Juma. I am from Story Moja Africa. I am a communication and programs consultant. Just so you know, after I finished class 8, Mzee Juma, I passed very well. I went to Starehe Girls. In Starehe Girls, I passed very well. I went to Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. And because when we were selecting subjects, Mzee Juma insisted that my first choice should be medicine. So yes, I selected medicine as per Mzee Juma's choice, not my choice. And I went to JKUAT. The first year, I tried very hard and I dropped out. I tried very hard and I did what? Because I was doing whose choice? Wazazi, I was doing whose choice? Thank you. And you know, in an African family now, there is no saizi wazazi ni wazuri, by the way. Saizi wazazi ni understanding. That one I know. During nowadays, you drop out of medicine and you go home tell your father you have dropped out of medicine. How? So I paid my own school fee because I was very rebellious. I dropped out of medicine. And I went to JKUAT, the same school. I asked for communication studies. I joined the media and technology department in JKUAT. I did for 3 years. I graduated. I'm a journalist by profession right now. So I wanted to start by my story so that we understand. Now, just go ahead. Kabisa tu nitakwambia. Continue. Again. So there. So this is why. Can you go back behind again? Yes, this is the question we are asking. One parent, what was your dream career when you were in Form 2? Please, teachers, help me with the mic. Any mini trainer. One parent, what was your dream career when you were in Form 2? Don't think about it now. When you were in Form 2, what did you want to be? Mzazi mmoja, pia mzazi yoyote. Tuko training. Yani leo pia watoto watujue. Watoto watuelewe. One parent.
I wanted to be a pharmacist.
You wanted to be a pharmacist, right? Yeah. Are you a pharmacist now?
No.
Thank you. Another parent, a male parent. Nataka baba. Fathers in the house, let's talk. Let's help our children. That's why we are here. Let's help our children. Any father in the house, what did you want to do when you were in Form 2?
I wanted to be a journalist.
Yes,
but I'm not a journalist now. I'm in banking.
You are in banking. Now I want to ask the two parents, what do you think, my pharmacist, what do you think made you not to be a pharmacist? Just give me a reason. It could be any reason.
Okay, I came to banking because I loved handling money and getting low interest rates when you take a loan as a staff.
So you came to realize later, maybe you just wanted to be pharmacist because it looked right. So you changed later. My journalist right there, what made you not to be a journalist now?
When I got admission to Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, my dad told me, I will not take you there because I don't know what you want to go to there. Instead, he took me to do some accounting things that...
That is your who?
My dad.
Your dad, thank you. That's why we're here, parents. Clap for my parents. That's why we are here. Now, can you take me to the next page? There are challenges that you parents faced when you are at this age. And some challenges may not be the same. Probably, some of us parents, we wanted to do some careers, but our parents were not able financially. Is that true? For example, you wanted to do aviation, but your dad and your mom could not afford the fees. Is that true? Or some of us were taking careers because of peer pressure. If you hear a big name, that's what I want to be. Children, neurosurgeon ni kubwa. But have we ever even researched? Because right now CBE is about integration. So there are things even learners right now can go right in the internet. Sindio? So kuna doctor content creators. Do you know there are doctors who content create? Is that true? So the doctor is saying, come to me as I spend the day as a doctor. I am a doctor of children or I'm a gynecologist. So you are seeing what they do in a day. So some of us want to be gynecologist. Nata wajui ama waja research grade 9. Have never researched or found out what really does a gynecologist do. Na wengine wanataka kuwa doctors lakini damu hawezi angalia damu mara mbili. Oh my God, I can't. And you want to be a doctor. So some of us are just saying because my deskmate said, when the teacher asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Hey, my deskmate woke up and said, I want to be a gynecology. Teacher, even me, I want to be a gynecology. Right, learners? Am I speaking my language? So peer pressure. And even parents have peer pressure. Mzee Juma wanted me to be a medical doctor just because Mzee Chiteti's sons were doing well as medical doctors. And back then, they did not have an exposure. I will ask Mwalimu, how many career teachers do we have in school? Teachers that, apart from teaching the learning area, apart from teaching science, you are specific, your office. If learners can come in your office, you can advise them on careers. Specifically train that teacher on careers. So we have limited exposure. So imagine Mwalimu giving us a challenge. And thank God for Mwalimu to organize such a day. Because this is one of the steps. Making sure that our learners understand where we are going to. And CBE is about collaboration. It is not like the days of 844. You cannot do it alone. It's the parent, the teacher, the learner, the government, the publisher. Collaboration. It's not just one person. So one of the major steps as a school that you have done is having such important events and welcoming other people from other careers to talk about. I love that you brought a musician. Clap for her again. To talk about really what is in their career. Even in school right here, we are exposed to as many careers as possible. Let me give you an example. Does a school have an accountant? How many learners have gone to speak to that accountant and ask, grade 9, I'm speaking specifically to grade 9. How many grade 9 learners have gone to speak to that accountant and ask them, by the way, hii kazi yako inakuanga nini? He is or she is an accountant. So it's a career by itself. In school, right, do we have chef? Is chef a career? It is, right? We have buildings going on. Similar builds. Kuna watu build these buildings. Some of them are civil engineers, whoever do this. These are careers. When they are doing construction in your school, have you ever went and asked as a learner, mimi ndo amechora hii plan ya hii, si ndio? We are exposed to careers, but we take them for granted. You pass your accountant like that, and then when you grow up, you want to be an accountant. Even your parents. How many parents are pharmacists? Let's just start with your parents. Nikisema career yako nainua juu. How many parents are pharmacists? How many parents are farmers? Farmers. Musician is a farmer. Hey, wewe unapata pesa kila mahali. Musician is a farmer. How many parents are into banking? Unapata tuko na wazazi wa different careers. Right? Right? How many parents are into fashion and designing? Nikisema fashion and designing, kama mzazi wewe ni tailor, basi tuko bado tu hapo kwa the same. How many parents are into that? Okay, hospitality, restaurant, food, business, things to do with hospitality. I can see a parent right there. These are careers that we are talking about. Are you getting? Ziko tu na sisi ni sijui mtu akuja tuambie no me even our parents are in those line. Unauliza nani unatukanga tu kila siku, unafanyanga nini huko nje? Your mom is a business woman. Is it not a career? It is. So exposure. These are the challenges that we face each day. So it's not just 5 careers. There are many careers. And so Mami was talking about this book. We have listed many careers in the water sector, in the food sector, in the media industry, in engineering. And in engineering, there are many types of engineering. Kuna civil, electrical, mechanical. See, just engineering. You will again go there and find another path. You can go in a pathway, and then ulikipitia hii njia, si ndio? Let me explain CBC. We are talking about pathways, right? So if I pass through this path and I get to a junction and I find many other paths, I've used the same pathway, but nilifika nikapata njia zingi. Now what our learners are going to do in senior school, so they can go into STEM pathway. So they are passing through that pathway. But when they go into STEM, STEM is very wide, as we are going to see. I don't know which parents have taken this book. I want us to open page. How many parents have taken this book? So that we see explain na mnaniangalia na ziko tu hapa, tuangalie pamoja. That's what we are here today to learn. Let's take me to the next slide, Mamu. We are here to learn. So we are talking about the CBC pathways. I want to explain shortly about the pathways. That is page, let me give you a book. That is page, parents, amuko na vitabu kwa nje. Mnaniangalia, yeah? That is page, let's go to page. I want to show us on pathways. Page 79 to 81, we have talked about the arts and sports and what people of arts and sports are going to do in senior school. And what really is arts and sports. Mzazi mchoke kuja kuambia mami, so after grade 9, I am going to do arts and sports. Unashanga. So nimelipa school fees from grade 1 naenda tuafanye football. Anafanya tu football peke yake. How many of us here can run, not running to go to the shop? Sawa sawa. Running like Eliud Kipchoge. How many? Ngoja. Mamas, listen to me. Acha tuanze na wazazi. How many parents can run? Can run? Haya. How many parents? 1, Parents, na mkwe honest, God is here. God is here. How many parents can run? Si kwenda kwa duka parents. You can represent our nation somewhere. Huh? Parents. I can see few hands. Now, how many of us know how to play hockey? Hockey? Nobody. Why am I saying this? Because the government has put that 11% of the total population of junior school will head to the arts and sports pathway. It is the least of the pathway. Iko na to kidogo. Why? Because arts and sports majorly is about talent. Kama hauna. Talent ni kama uko na. Kama hauna. So it is majorly about, listen to this, arts and sports. Now, when you go to page 79, that is why this book is very important for your learner. They are going to continue to see what they are going to do in senior school, so that you don't just choose a pathway. Tumeelewana learners? You understand what that pathway entails. When I go to page 79, maybe you have a book, a book, go with me and see what is in arts and sports, just very fast. This is how this page is looking like. So it is a pathway in a car hivi. Parents, you'll have to get the books for your learners. We can't do everything today. Sina mwalimu. Thank you. We have limited time. So, ukiangalia hapa, akiingia kwa arts and sports, anaenda sports science ama arts. Now, sports science has a lot of learning areas. There are many sports that exist today. So that child who will go to arts and sports will learn the very many zenye unajua: football, badminton, American football. And why am I talking about this passionately? Because if your child chooses arts and sports, then you do a school selection. Nisikiza wazazi. Na uselect tu shule vile unataka. Alafu mtoto aitwe Shibale Secondary kama ile ni karibu na kwetu. Huko hata kuna uwanja. Have you killed that child? Think about it. Your learner has chosen arts and sports. Unaacha unaambia mwalimu nimechoka na hizi vitu zako za kuselect shule, mweke wote eka. Something about the system, it is very funny. Sijui kwa nini wewe unakupea third choice. Wangapi walifanya 844 kipeleka university, third choice ndio iliitwa third choice. The system, it locks and locks. So if all alliance girls is full, it locks out and then it goes. That's how the system works. It has been fed. So if alliance wants 800 students and then we have already locked and people are very competitive, many will get exceeding expectations. So many will get, if you really want to go to the school that you really want learners, we've got to work. So that the system does not do what? Lock. Ikilock inakupelekanga ya second choice. Second choice ikikuja bado grade yako haiko ama cluster haiko inakulock. Sawa. And then you go to your third choice. Now imagine you did very nice first choice and second choice. And then third choice you put taka gani? Acha nimweke hapo. Let me just guess a name. Nyania Secondary School. I've guessed the name. I don't know if it's a school that is existing. I've guessed. That Nyania, they didn't even have a field. They don't, and you want your child to do arts and if you're talking about STEM, it is the biggest pathway. It has 3 tracks. Pure science, na iko page. Zote ziko hapa kwa kitabu ndio maana naenda mbio. So learners, you understand why I'm going fast? I'm going fast because of time. Ukienda kwa STEM inaanzia page 91 hadi page 103. We are talking about STEM and each learning area in senior school. STEM iko na, ukiingia kwa hiyo pathway utapata njia zingine 3 na tunaongea na ngoja tutaelewa, sawa? If you enter STEM, you reach STEM, you will get other tunjia tuko ndani ya STEM. Inamaanisha STEM is big, so you have to choose exactly where do I want to be in STEM, because they are pure sciences. Pure science ni kama watu pharmacists, sawa, wanafanya biology, chemistry, physics, pure sciences, and then kuna applied sciences. Sawa sawa? On science, agriculture, computer studies, applied sciences, and then kuna technical sciences. Hawa ni watu wa mkono, sema watu wa mjengo. Hawa ni watu wa mjengo, wood carving, aviation, metalwork. So what we are doing in senior school, we are learning while working. We are doing what? That's what we are doing in senior school. We are learning while working. So for instance, your child has chosen a subject combination. Ya senior school, anataka kufanya aviation, computer studies, even though amechoose subjects zake, zinata concentrate na hizo senior school. Alafu mempeleka shuleni hata hawako karibu na uwanja wote wa ndege. Lakini anataka kufanya nini? Schools that will offer aviation will probably be around an airport, because the government is also doing the collaboration. So we are collaborating to teach the students. So kama watu wa media, they'll collaborate with the media spaces. So you have media houses and all, media technology, right? So the teaching in senior school is about collaboration. So if a learner has chosen aviation, probably Kisumu boys will offer aviation. Why? Because they are really close to Kisumu International. Any schools around JKIA, they will offer aviation. This is how we are thinking. So ukichoose shule tunakuja kwa school selection. Sawa sawa. Parents, these are things to put in mind when you are selecting schools. Don't just select. That is the problem we encountered last year. And then grade 10, the first school, the first class to go to grade 10, the whole first term before the midterm, wako wanasoma. Wangapi wanaagree na mimi? Nilitembea kwa shule zote because wengine waliingia wako confused. So we had again to tell them to reselect subjects, sawa or learning areas. And then after midterm is when officially ndio walimu pia wanajipata. Sawa. That is why today is very important. So STEM is the biggest pathway because it has 3 tracks. Ni kama 3 branches. Sawa. A tree with 3 branches. Tumeelewa learners? So ni wewe uamue. When you open, I'm saying pages, I hope learners are writing down. Just in case now they get the book and they say, no, I want to check where I'm supposed to be. From page 6 to page 26. From page 6 to page 26, tumeweka hizo combinations of subjects. Na nataka kwenda kufunza mambo ya subject combination. So I just wanted us to understand that first, each pathway. Then we have a pathway called social. It's the second biggest pathway. The second biggest. Social science ni walimu, pastors, journalists, business people. People to social from the word. People that deal with people every day. Lawyers are found in social science. Tumeelewana? But social science is still in the book. You will go learn. That's your assignment. Find out. Each learning area in social science. Each learning area in STEM. Each learning area in arts and sports. Sawa. So that when you're selecting our careers, because I know what you already want to do. See, everyone has an idea. Guy, I want to be a fashion designer. Where will the fashion designer go? Anyone? I want to see people who are paying attention in my class. Which pathway will the fashion designer go? Arts and na kuna vitu watu tunasema ukiselect subjects unaangalia. For instance, take me to, let's continue. Wacha nionyesha wazazi practically. No, the other page. The other page. Yes, this one. So I hope you can read. Are you able to see this? I hope you can read. Now, what we have written here, let me go close. STEM means science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And we said 49% of learners will do STEM. Why? Because STEM is the biggest pathway. And then we go to social science. Which percentage will do social science? And then we go to arts and sports. Which percentage? Yes. Now, when you look at everything, senior school, that is grade 10 to grade 12, wanaandika hapa, learners pursuing the STEM pathway will study core mathematics. Nita explain. Sawa sawa. Kuna compulsory learning areas in senior school. English, Kiswahili, mathematics bado walikuwa wametutolea. Watu wapendi math walirudisha. Walikuwa wametutolea, si ndio? Walikuwa wametoa hata mimi nikasema ningekuwa kwa wao, because I never used to love math apparently that was not my area, but the people in those area, they know very well mathematics and arts and sports. Their mathematics is not deeper as the child that is doing STEM. So the child that is doing STEM, then it is core mathematics. It's the deep mathematics. A child that is doing social science, arts and sports, they are doing essential mathematics. Tumeelewana? Yes. So mathematics is still just compulsory for everyone, but for them in STEM, they are gonna go deeper. Tumeelewana? All right, let's go to the next page. That's what I wanted to clarify. So that is why the book, it has a lot of things. I'm just going fast. The next page. I'm going to explain this. Now, there are things that are looked at for us to transit to senior school. Listen, parents and learners. There are things that we are looking at for you to transition to senior school. One of them, KIPSA. How many are doing KIPSA this year, grade 6 students? Now, as you're going to that exam, just know this, okay? So you have your assessment number. 20% of what you get in the whole KIPSA will contribute to your transitioning to senior school. So for instance, mwalimu amesaidia kwamba ni area zote ulikuwa na exceeding, sindio? 20% tumeanza calculate junior school, your the major exam. I'm explaining slowly. 20% of your whole marks in all learning areas, that is science, which other one? Math, which other one? 20% of everything you get when you add your marks will contribute to you transitioning to senior school. And then you do school-based assessment test. Do you do that? SBS, school-based assessments, right? They do. 20% of SBA, tumefika ngapi? 40%. And then KJSEA, which is the national exam in grade 9, is 60. Tumefika ngapi? That is why grade 6 were told by Mamunu to be here today, so that they just pay attention during the exam. Usifanye exam juu bado niko primary. Seti nenda grade 7 in the same school. No, take care of that exam. Are we together? 20%, 60%. Grade 9, your national examination KJSEA is 60%. So remember your results in grade 6. Do you remember? Do you remember your results in grade 6? Have you been taking care of your school-based assessments? All right. Have you gotten, that is the first thing they're looking at, academics. The next thing they're looking at, your interest. For example, I'm interested in joining STEM. STEM, to be specific, I want to be a pharmacist. So which track will I go? Pure sciences. So we're looking at your interest, your choice, what you choose to do in senior school. And then the next thing, we are doing something called psychometric analysis to get your personality. Your psychometric analysis. Wazazi, some of companies today, before you are employed, like me, before I was employed in Story Moja, sikufanyishwa hiyo interview, tell us what you will do to help this company. Nisikuulize swali. I was given a psychometric analysis. I didn't know then, so I just did. Kumbe the HR takes the results and finds your personality na najua tu wewe is fit kwa hiyo role. That is what you are doing, professor. Nowadays, when they employ people, they give you something. Wewe nafikiria tu wanakwambia tu utajaza hii ukingojea ukingojea interview unajaza tu unasema wow, this company is very good. They even have such very good statements. I'm just answering what I like. They're checking your personality. Now, personality is the personality of people. There's somebody that did this research. Akaka personality into 6 types of personality. 6 types of what make will do. They will give you some statements, very simple statements. For example, I like saving money. How many people like saving money? Wazazi waangalie wanadanganya. Wengine hata wape 10 bob, hawataacha 5 bob. Watatumia yote. So if you don't like something, you leave it. It's an exercise that we are supposed to do during the training, but we are not going to do today, so that we help you find your personality. Because tell me why a nurse. You understand because easy vitu zinarelate aje? Your personality can tell us which pathway you will go. People who are realistic, people who deal with numbers, people who are very logical, they don't just wake up and make decisions at let's go to Mombasa. Hawajangalia Mombasa tunahitaji pesa ngapi? Like accountants. Have you ever gone to an accountant ukamwomba pesa ti deputy ameniambia unipe 10,000, atakuuliza, atapigia di deputy, umesema tutoe 10,000. Lakini uende kwa mtu kama mimi, 10,000, asichukue. Kuna watu kama hao, they don't think, they just make decisions, right? But their parents, even you parent, before you make any decision, hata mwalimu akiitisha pesa, lazima upigie mwalimu waambie, huyu mtu ananiambia tumesema tuwape 700 ni nini? Kuna wazazi kama hao. Lazima kuna mzazi mwenye ni hata chukua enda. Kuna wazazi kama hao. Na kuna wazazi lazima utadili na head teacher. Watakuja wamuulize maswali zote, realistic people. Such people, they will go to STEM. Doctors do a lot of research. Is that true? The personality will make sure which pathway you are going. So you are people that love music, already we know where we are, right? Outside, sports, people who like, they can go anytime, entertainment. So kuna tukama our class. But those students who don't shut up in class, do you know them? Do you know those students? Even if they are written as makers, they will still talk. If they keep quiet, they'll become sick. Personality. Now imagine you are a teacher who does not like talking. How will you teach? Imagine you are a doctor who's the whole time of your life uko party after party. How will you treat patients? Uko tu nje. Are we getting personality? I'm not going to do this exercise, but I will show Mwalimu how we do this exercise so that they do it by themselves. Let's move to the next page. Your personality, tumesema ya kwanza ni academics. Ya pili ni interest yako, si ndio? Ya tatu ni personality yako. Are you a quiet person? Are you a person that loves dealing with numbers? So you'll be given very simple statements. I love nature. How many people love nature? You love nature, nata ukiona nini na nini hata umwagili maji. Which nature do you love? Which nature do you love? Ukiona kuna watu wenye love nature, when they see flowers they say, oh my God, this is cauliflower, this is rose flower. No, that cannot. All watu wanapenda nature. They know, like Trufena, they can hug trees for so many hours. They love nature. Okay? So we're looking at your personality and where you can fit. So all these things are fed in the system. Are we together? Are we together? These simple statements will be given in the class time. Ni usidanganye ambie mimi napenda kusave money. Mimi nimetika napenda kusave money. Tell your truth because you are trying to find your personality. Let's move. So that was the activity you are supposed to do, and then interpret results. Everything is listed in this book, just so you know. That is why I'm going fast. RIASEC is in page. You'll find it from page 42. This whole thing that is here is in page 42. There's an exercise they will do, and just to explain a bit of that exercise, ndio msinikasirikia na watu wananikasirikia. Hii exercise iko hapa, hii ndio tunaita RIASEC. Sawa. Kuna statements hapa. Let me just read one. I like to read fiction, plays, and poetry. I like arts and crafts. I attend a lot of movies. So if you love something, you tick. If you don't love, you leave it blank. Tumeelewa? It's an exercise, but you are going to have that later because we want to go to subject combination and school selection. That is the most important thing we're supposed to do today. Let's move. All right, next, until I tell you. Next, this is still the exercise. Next, until I tell you. Just move. If you have the book, you can open page. Let's go to the subject selection. That is page 6. This is the paper that you're going to do to fill when you're selecting your schools. Nimeweka hiyo paper hadi kwa kitabu. It is there, Story Moja has put it for you. So we have summarized your work wazazi. Sawa sawa. Hiyo mambo yenye mnaambiwa sijui mwende kila kitu kwa hapa kwa kitabu mnaangalia tu. Kama mtu wako ni wa arts and sports anaangalia arts and sports ziko na areas ngapi, ana choose subject combination, tunaanza kuchoose shule. Now I want us to do school selection and subject combination. Sawa sawa. Haraka tu. I want 3 students to come in front. One that wants to do STEM, another one that wants to do arts and sport, and another one that wants to do social science. 3. Gender balance. 3 students. Mbio. Let's come and do school selection. Just stand here, and then you'll be taking mic. So you want to do what?
Engineering.
So that is STEM, right?
Yes.
You are in grade
6.
I want grade 9 manners. Grade 9, is this in the number zone? Grade 9, you're in grade 9? I want grade 9 manners. How do I remember next year? Tuanze na wao. Yes. So you are which pathway?
I want to do STEM.
STEM? No, I want 1 STEM, 1 social science, 1 arts and sports, so that we balance. Sindio? 1 more. Social science, arts and sports, grade 9. Thank you. Wazazi mwana watoto? Is your mom here? Your dad is here. Dad, you can see your son, right? Is your mom or dad here? Mom. Dad. Both. Oh, brother. Hey, brother, you are a good brother. Clap for that brother. So we are going to help these learners. It's a big presentation. So we are going to help these learners select subjects that they are going to do in senior school, right? And then we are going to ask them first what they want to be. Tuanze na hiyo career, si ndio? And then help them select learning areas that go hand in hand with what they want to be. And then once we select learning areas that go with what they want to be, we try select schools for them. Sawa sawa. Tuna select C1 ni national schools, sawa sawa. C2 ni extra county schools, C3 ni county schools, and then C4 ni sub-county schools. Sijui kama nafika hapo. Twende next. I want county and sub-county. You'll see. Just admission to grade 10. Just leave there. Admission to grade 10. Now, we calm down. So what do you want to be?
I want to be an architect.
An architect?
A lawyer.
A lawyer?
Footballer.
Footballer. Sawa. Come, tutataka professor waone. Kaini kwa 9 vizuri. Professor, can you see your children? Yes. Now, he said he wants to be an architect. We are helping him select a pathway, learning areas. So, after the grade 9, which pathway will he go? And then we go right in the book. That's why I'm telling you this is very important. When in this book, let me just pass around so that people can see, right? Simama ameandika as arts and sports na learning areas, ndio. So tukitoka kwa arts and sports tutafute za STEM. Hizi za social science na learning. So we want to look for subject combination. Wazazi, tena kuja kwa mimi. Subject combination, ukishachagua subject combination ndio unaanza kuchagua shule. Tumeelewa? Lazima uchague subjects utafanya ndio uchague shule. So hii information imetoka kwa NEC website. Sawa sawa? Tumedownload directly from the NEC website. The learning areas zote ziko hapa. So kama ni mtoto wa STEM tunaanza na architect, si ndio? Tunaenda kwa page ya STEM. Mbona vile STEM ni mingi? So unataka combination gani anataka? Tumeelewa? Thank you. So it's for the learner to choose from this subject combination which one tunataka kufanya. Your architect. Sawa sawa. Alafu kisha choose the subjects wazazi. Now which schools are offering the exact learning areas. So we are not just selecting schools because we are selecting schools after finding out that Kenya High offer this. Na tuko na WhatsApp group. Hata saa hizo acha nikwambie kitu fulani wanadamu. If you text right now, anyone who knows a road to Kanguro Road, utapata mtu ako explain. Na si kweli. Mimi najua penye naweza pata chuma za kunini utakuwa responded to. Is that true? So even if you ask in your church groups, in your work groups, in whatever, whose parent has a child in Meru High School, for example, utapata tu kuna mzazi. It is very funny. Atakwambia my son was there like 4 years ago. So I still have a contact of mwalimu there. You ask for that contact. You ask mwalimu, nataka mtu wangu kuja Meru High School. Mko na face zote. Tumeelewana? Because you have sat down with your learner, mmekaa na mwalimu na mtoto, mkaamua mweke Meru High School, mkaamua mweke Kambui Girls, mkaamua mweke Alliance or Kibabi, whichever school, Bungoma High, right? Lakini mmeshafanya research mkajua kama kuna hiyo pathway. But just to help you, all C1 schools are offering the 3 pathways. That means all national schools must offer 3. Tunaelewana wazazi? So any national school, niende utajua na mtoto na tunataka kuenda. Now, my learner said they want architect. I want him to look at the STEM combinations. Which one fits architect? For example, let me just read one STEM. Ukiingia na hii code ya kila hapa hivi kuna subject combination na code. Hii code ndo wanaingizanga na director anaingizanga kiwaselectia shule. Director anaingiza hiyo code. So kila subject combination iko na code yake. Sawa sawa. So for example, let me just go to architect will be applied ama pure ama technical. Ndio? Tuende kwa technical sciences. So much. So for example, there is one of the technical combination is building construction, business studies, computer studies. Do you think he can do that? Is there anything about architect there? Narudia. One of the combination of STEM, number code 417 is building construction, business studies, computer studies. Is there anything for architects there? Thank you. Have you chosen a combination for that child? You have. See, architect is building construction. You guys are doing building. So which school probably will you want to go see one school?
It's between Nairobi High and Alliance.
Nairobi High and Alliance. Unaona tunafanya shule. Alafu mwalimu sasa anakuja hapa very importantly. Walimu mnanisikia? Anakuambia si one Nairobi or Alliance. It's about collaboration. So mwalimu is looking at your results. Right? What I'm saying, everyone wants to go to Alliance. I don't understand.
Somehow everyone wants to go to Starehe Boys. Somehow everyone wants to go to Mali. So this child, this is where the teacher come in very handy. Grade 6, at least mko kwa training leo, mnaanza mapema, si mko na time. Somehow the teacher now comes in and tells you, so for us to go to Alliance, we must change our results. Yes, there's the gift, yes, the portfolio na project tumefanya vizuri, but we need to see you in exceeding. Tunaelewa, ndio tusikuwe locked out, tupelekwe. Brother wangu alikuwa amechoose Alliance akaitwa Garissa. Juu alikuwa amekuwa locked out. Watu wana kuperform. People are competitive out there. See, that is true parents. Even in our careers, people are competitive. If you don't, you are out. In media, we are employed by people. If you don't love our content, we are sacked. It's simple. If you don't love Jeff Koinange, it goes. It's simple, competitive. So I'm saying Alliance and Nairobi, you already now know the secret. Everyone wants to go to that alliance. So we have chosen a combine, but there are many combinations. He can again come and say, taki computer studies, nataka kitu ingine hapo ndani. Ziko mingi kwa hiyo architect. So mnata pay gani naenda na yeye sana. I really don't want computer studies. I want something else, but with building and construction. But building and construction is the main area. Tumeelewa? Grade 9. Tume kwa social science. What do you want to be? A lawyer. Now, I want her to go to mwenyewe. Unajua mnatukanga watu mfanye wenyewe ndio mkibaki class, mtafanya wenyewe. Social science ziko hapa. Look at a learning area that goes with you. Hizi ndio unaangalia hizi subjects. When you want to be a lawyer, what subjects can we do? History and citizenship, right? Can we do geography? When you want to be a lawyer? No. What else can we do? As a lawyer, we also need computer knowledge. Is that true? With the world of today, you need it. So we can do history and citizenship, computer studies, and a language. And an extra language, probably French, right? Or if that's school, they have Chinese. Chinese are coming into our markets, and they have a lot of cases. Probably, we are looking into the future when we are selecting these things. There are some careers that are already out. Kuna careers haziziisha hata tukufe hata tuamke kama food. Watu wanaweza kosa kula food. Watu wataki kuwa chef. Watu wanaweza kosa kula food. Watu wanaweza kosa kuvaa nguo. There are some careers that will remain there until Jesus, even when Jesus comes, that career will still be there. Now, I'm telling you, don't want to be farmers. Wow. Stand. I want us to clap for. I've never. Let me tell you, parents. Every school I've gone all over the country. If I ask learners how many want to be farmers, they think it is dirty. Oh my God, I can't do it. No. But what is the backbone of our economy? When a class for you again, sir, I pray that you become that farmer. So you can do agribusiness, is that true? This family si tu kwenda kwa shamba wa mimi nafikia tu kwa shamba. How many of us can be plumbers? Wazazi wanaona vile wajui wanafikia plumber ndio mtaro ziko hapo nje. Dry. Mimi na fix ndio mtaro. Every building in Nairobi, who's doing the water and every plumbing? Si plumber. Mimi anafanya. Even the school, we open our minds, learners, right? And then we do our research. Let's go, let's help you. Which one have you selected? More questions will come to me out there. Are we together? Parents, I will leave my number and everything, and we will talk from there on. Sawa. Number 128. German, na English. Now, there are some learners that can do, thank you for raising that. So she says, are you sure you have looked everywhere you have not found? She says she has looked everywhere in the book and she has not found. And this is the question I got last year. So if my learner says she wants this and this and this, and it is not here in the NEC website, what will I do? Now, everything you're supposed to choose is limited to whatever they have provided in the website, unless they revise, which they have not revised. So ukichagua code yenye haiko hapa, hizi codes wametia senior school, sawa sawa. So if you choose an area, vitu zenye umechagua haziko hapa, tafuta at least yenye iko na main area yako, sawa sawa, but iko na code hapa hivi kwa website. Of which I'm so sure she has not sat down, because I know there is history, there is German, English you already have as a compulsory area. So you have to choose another thing. And this is where I advise students, when you choose an area, for instance, you have to be a lawyer, choose something that will complement whatever you are doing. If I want to be a lawyer, computer studies will help me in my career. Is that true? So choose something that will again help you in that area that you are going in. Tumeelewana? If I want to be a chef, what am I choosing? Home science is the main area, and then what else am I choosing? Business studies, are we together? Because restaurant is business. Are we together? Something that is complementing your main area. Now this is called combined data. Tomorrow, you will take time and you'll find it, and you'll find me out there. We are still here for you, right? Yes. Now let's go to C1 school. Which school?
Kenya High.
Kenya High. Amecheka. Juu najua Kenya High tuende na meeting expectation. Tunaenda na exceeding expectation. Nimesema exceeding mara tatu for a reason, right? So we know where we are going to start from. Which area? Have you found your area? Number? We are at number 49. That is arts and sports. So sports and recreation, meaning you will do a lot of games, but you will major on football, right? And then biology and computer studies. Now let me talk to these students. What do you mean arts and sports? Listen to me. Try and go to schools that have the resources. The what? There is a school hidden somewhere there. I went to check. Here, house of resources. M-Pesa Academy. Huko kile itaonekana hata. Because even their fields. Starehe Girls is ready because I'm an alumni. Safaricom built a lot of things in Starehe Girls, so they are very ready for arts and sports. Kenya High is ready because I've been there. Their fields are well. The basketball court. Anyone wants to do arts and sports, check. Kama ni arts ni film and theater. Wako na theater hall ya kuwatch movies, wako nazo. Wako na vitu za kuact huko. There's something called Light Academy or something. Wako na very good theater. So anyone who wants to do arts and sports, do your research. Don't go to Nyamia. Nyamia will actually do arts and sports, but you will just be seen by the village. Sorry, I'm saying the truth now. You have go to what I'm saying. Utenda mahali hakuna hata field. Unless tena wana laboratory. Tufi STEM. Bila lab. A good laboratory. No. Tumeelewa. So what is your C1 school? Hey, we amechagua moto. Mary Shaw School. Mzazi, are you ready for that? Thank you. So I'm going to stop here. But I will be here the whole day. Tuko pamoja. Learners, I am here the whole grade 9 specifically. Tuko pamoja. Get me at the tent uko and we are going to talk more. I was just helping them to know, especially C1. Now, out of the tumesema C1 ni national, C2 ni extra county, C3 ni alafu C4 ni sub county. Sub county inafaa ikuwe a day school. A what? So hata hiyo C4 uchague vizuri juu kuna kitu ili happen na walisema last time, nilikuwa nafikiria ni jokes na kumbe ni serious. Walisema for example Starehe Girls is in Kiambu County. in the border of Kiambu County and Nairobi East. Now, any man that comes around Starehe Girls is a day scholar. Si kama kitambo tulikuwa na strictly boarding, strictly day. Why? Because they're trying to open schools to accommodate many students. Because we have 100% transition. So they're trying to open schools. For example, you are in Alliance Boss. Alliance Boss is in Kikuyu and your mother lives in Kikuyu. Where are you boarding? So, kuni unapo karibu na Alliance. Now, there are some people who are in a national school but they are day. So those are the schools we are calling hybrid schools. Sawa sawa. So you can be in an area like Manguhai, you live around Thika, around there, and then you become a day scholar because it is near where you stay. So when you're filling that form, wanakuambianga home county, home sub-county, county of residence, unataka kujua mzazi anaishi wapi, sahi, na ushago ni wapi. See, home county ni ushago. And then county of residence is where you are living now, right? So imagine, mtoto wako kutoka Kakamega High, mtoto wako alitoka Kakamega High kama day scholar because wameona home county yenu iko Kakamega, so ana assume mtoto wako anaenda kwa shosho. So these are the things that have changed with this education sector. But I'm around, I don't want to take much time. It was a lot of, the training ideally takes a lot of time because I really want parents and learners to understand. But that is why I'm here for the whole day, Mwalimu. I have stopped off all the engagements I had so that I can at least help specifically grade 9 wakuje huko because wako almost to do school selection. Thank you so much. Can you clap for my students? Now, I hope you are working hard. Morisho, Alliance of Nairobi, Kenya High. I hope they are working for that school. Clap for them. So that is my time. I'm still around. My name is Ruth Juma. I said I'm a communication and program consultant, but I'm also a journalist by profession. So a lot of my money comes from my side hustle than my main hustle. I hope you understand that. A lot of my money comes from content creation. It's a very serious career. I can content create for Safaricom and I get big money, right? It's a big career. Thank you.
We are appreciating the fact that you have taken your time from your schedule to speak to our learners the way they are. At this particular moment, I want to welcome the chair of the board, to welcome the chief guest who is going to address us. The chair of the board is going to give us the background of the professor so that we can be able to welcome him properly. Thereafter, the commissioner.
Thank you, Mwalimu. And I believe we are energized, we are ready today and strong for tomorrow. Before I welcome the chief guests, I would request our sister Ruth, you can get prepared, you will share your number and if possible the presentation so that you can be following up. So allow me to introduce our chief guest. He is a career professional of more than 30 years. He has taught in 2 universities, the second largest university, Moi University, and currently is teaching at Multimedia University. He is a learned educationist with titles of professor, doctor, engineer, and currently is the current dean, Faculty of Engineering and Technology at Multimedia University. When I mention his titles, I'm more than humbled to welcome him upstage, and it reminds me of my 2 years in high school when I really wanted to do physics. There was a big book by the name A.F. Abbott. He can come and tell us more about it. Karibu sana, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The chairman, board of management, the board members, invited guests from the ministry and other organizations, the principal of this school, the parents, and learners. Good afternoon. Yes, I actually had prepared a very elaborate presentation, but the madam here has really taken care of the pathways. So I will concentrate in the future of these learners. Where are you headed after you pass through your grade 9, grade 10, and then eventually become specialists? So that is where I will concentrate on. But first of all, I will also give it, I think, 3 approaches. The first one, I will give my personal experience. I think it is good to know this. And where have I passed to be where I am now? Yes. Then I will now give you information about what happens at higher levels, because that is where we are. And then, of course, give you just a brief of what she has said, what is expected of you to be at those levels. So I don't know, are you able to project? First of all, let me also say that I came from a very humble school in a small village. I was never brought up in town. This is where we used to go by foot. You run around 5 kilometers, even lunchtime, and go home. And I managed to go to secondary school and high school in Western Kenya. And eventually I went to the university. And the university where I went to is abroad, which shaped me to what I am. So just to start with, you can, I just picked this from the website. The motto of this institution: arise and shine. And I will show you how I arose and I'm now shining, yeah? The other thing is the theme which was picked. That is ready today and strong tomorrow. What does that mean? In my university, we have a motto which says, ride on technology, inspire innovations. Yeah? So it is more or less the same. And of course, my concentration under that would be what it takes to be a mechanical engineer, because that is where I am. Next. Yes, I am a full professor of the university, so you can see when you start teaching in a university, you are employed as a lecturer, and then you become a senior lecturer, associate professor, and a full professor. That is the topmost position you can hold in academics. Yeah. For you to be a lecturer in a university, then you must be having a PhD, of which I have. And of course, there are some areas of specialization which people become professors without necessarily having a PhD, and that is why you see us putting the name doctor on that. For example, people who do medicine, after a master's, they can become professors. People who are lawyers, after masters, they can become professors. The other areas, you must do a PhD, and that is why normally we don't forget that title. There are other positions I hold, administrative position in a university, and that one you also hold it when you have a PhD and a long time serving at a university. And that is maybe being a chairman of department, then you become a dean, then you become a DVC, that is a deputy vice chancellor, and a vice chancellor. So I'm a dean, so I'm due for the other positions, but you see those are limited positions, yeah? And not always everybody becomes that. You can as well become a scientist. I think my wife here, she's a scientist. She's now doing a PhD in genetics. I think that is to do with the DNA. You saw like what happened in the other school where there was an unfortunate event where the learners or the student died beyond normal recognition, yeah? So you have to do what? DNA testing, yeah? So those are some of the things that are being done. So I also mentioned to you that I'm an engineer, a mechanical engineer. Again, you can see in terms of professional practice, you start from a graduate engineer, you become a professional, you become a consultant. So I'm holding these three levels, yes, but the first level is what I identify myself with. Next. It's quite unfortunate that the pictures are not very clear. I'm just reflecting on what we said, being ready today and strong tomorrow. What I passed through. This number of photos I'm going to show you is when I was a student in the former Soviet Union, that is Russia. Yes? This picture shows me, I'm at the far end there. We were doing social work. Normally, after winter, there is a lot of dirt spread all over because you don't see them. But then you have to clear them. And this is what we are saying, being ready now and strong. You need to build your discipline, and all this to make you who you are supposed to be in the future. So here we are doing communal cleaning, and we were with other students from other countries all over, yeah? And I was very happy when the other lady was saying she has been to Korea. But you see, now when you get this education at this level, it enables you to be in various countries, in various places, yeah? I'm trying to explain myself so that you can see what mechanical engineering or engineering can do for you learners when you become, learn it at higher levels. I had also an opportunity just to go to other countries because of the nature of my specialization. For example, we are constructing what we call Kenya Advanced Institute of Science and Technology at KOSA. This is a specialized institution which will be taking only students who are doing engineering at postgraduate level. And I'm one of the consultants of establishing that institution. Other than that, I've also had other opportunities to visit other countries, the US, New Mexico, Germany, Italy, and many other countries. What is taking me there is my profession as a mechanical engineer. So you should be inspired to do that. So I think, yes, this is another career that some of you can pursue. You have talked of sports. I'm not going to concentrate on the pathways the way she has mentioned them. But here you can see I'm here doing skiing, and the other photo I was doing skating. Leave alone this skating, you see children having rollers running on the streets. But this one is done on frozen snow, which is just like glass. So that you could do that. And sports was very compulsory. You don't pass sports, then you don't graduate. Yeah, so you have to pass it. And here I was preparing myself. I was making myself ready for what I am today, isn't it? So you can see next. Yes, apart from that, of course, again, it is good to relax. Yeah, it's good to relax. So I was somewhere in St. Petersburg. This was winter holidays. Next. Another very important thing, work study. As a student, you need to know how to help your parents so that they can also have time to mobilize the resources for you to be in this place. At my time, when I went to this Soviet Union, then my parents were very poor. They didn't have money. So during holidays, I had to go and work and get some money so that I can sustain myself. Here we were in a state, one of the states which is called Kazakhstan. It's almost where the president was. He was in Azerbaijan, but Kazakhstan is the neighboring country. So again, this was a state, and I was given some 800 rubles then, which translated to around $1,000, and it was able to sustain me for many years of my study. So this is discipline, preparing yourself, making yourself ready for a strong future, isn't it? Good. So I think these are some things that you need to look at. As you come up, you have to assist, you have to work as a community for you to build your grounds that will enable you act strong at the present time after your schooling. Yeah, and what I didn't mention to you is that I finished my PhD when I was 28 years. I don't know. Yes, and since then I've never gone to anybody's class. Yeah. So it is a challenge. Madam here can tell you when she did her PhD, but mine, I did my PhD, I finished in 1993. Who was, most of you were not yet born, isn't it? 93, I was already a doctor, Madam. Yeah? So let's go to the next slide. I have an opportunity to check from your web, because mine is to tell you the learners. That is where our focus is. You need to start working now. If you want to become an engineer, you have to start working now. And I would also just want to inform the principal, the head teacher, when I looked at your mathematics, how many are reaching expectation 1? It is almost, there are 4. Yes? The other areas are covered. And as Madam was explaining, if you want to do engineering, mathematics is compulsory. It's mandatory. It's not also the essential mathematics, but it is the real maths, isn't it? The core mathematics. So you have to start liking mathematics, unlike her, yeah? You have to like mathematics, yeah? And so these things, Mwalimu, we need to start working on them. If there is anything we can do with them, then we can improve them so that, but the overall performance of the school was fairly good. But if we want to have many of these students, I saw one was talking of architecture, is one of the engineering. We need to work on that. Next. Yes. This is what I wanted to take you through that is talk about what the thing is about, talk about mechanical engineering, and then I'm not going to concentrate on this part because it has been really explained, but I will just go to the last part and just mention what I've just been mentioning by showing you a slide what you are expected to do for you to learn in the engineering. So next, we can go to the next. I just want to emphasize on the theme of today's career day, which is ready today and strong tomorrow. Yeah, what are we looking at? Actually, when you are saying you need to be ready, it means that you have to build your foundations. I might not be reading everything there. I will try to pick main items in each. So how do you build your foundation? One, respect your teachers and parents. If you don't respect your teachers, then definitely you will not concentrate and understand what they are telling you. Yes? So you will have to do that. And of course, when I passed through the head teacher's office, I saw somebody trying to cover several steps with one step, which means that he was doing things which are not normal, taking what? Shortcuts, isn't it? I looked at that, yeah? So when you are here, you have your teachers, and your teachers should guide you to be sharp, to be prepared, to pass your exams. Never cheat. Cheating will never take you anywhere, yeah? Like those ones who want to do medicine and other areas. We don't want you to cheat and pass, and then you run into the theater and you want to work on the human being that you are going to operate on, you never learn it, anything, yeah? So you have to make sure that you build a good foundation. You have to be ready to meet the challenges ahead. So building a stronger tomorrow, of course, is building a sustainable economy and country as a whole. Yeah. Therefore, we need to work together. And when we talk of building good foundations, then you can see, as much as we are reflecting on the learners, we as parents, as teachers, we have key roles to make sure that this foundation is strongly built. Yeah, there is anything you can do, some motivation. I've seen some schools giving some presents for the good performers and motivating kids, and that is what should be done. The parents should support the school by probably paying school. I'm not campaigning for school fees payment, but you see, if you want anything good, you must pay for it, isn't it? So if the school is supported in terms of funding, and of course, when you look at the CPC, the CPC is it involves us as parents so much. You know, I don't know, head teacher, how you normally handle this. Occasionally, you will be told, kindly take a photo and print what the kid has done at home and bring it to school. And that parent doesn't even have a computer, isn't it? So there are a lot of challenges, but we have to work together as parents and teachers to lay that foundation and have a stronger future. So as we look at these young fellows, what we make them is the future we expect. If we don't give them a good foundation, we don't expect a good future. Yeah. plays a major role in our economy in Kenya. For example, Kenya chose to implement what we call the Vision 2030. Vision 2030, what is it about? Vision 2030 is all about industrialization. Yes? And if you look at the countries which have industrialized, Japan, Germany, South Korea, America, China, what are they concentrating on? Is technology, isn't it? So we have to prepare ourselves in that and make sure that this country becomes industrialized. Now we are almost in 2030, and I always say, where are we as far as this is concerned? We are now in the fourth quarter of this, and we are very far away from this, yeah? And when we talk of even the sustainable development plan, strategies, issues of health and the rest, in Kenya we are talking of better bottom-up. Those are the issues of housing, manufacturing, digital transformation. All this requires engineers. But when you look at what population of engineers we have in Kenya, the expectation is one engineer should be serving around 2,000 people. But the reality on the ground is 1 to 16,000. So, learners, you have opportunities. Take the engineering so that you can cross that gap. And in our work, somebody was saying when we are seeing a building is constructed here, you learners, you can go and ask who are doing this? What is the composition? The composition normally, what is recommended by UNESCO, a technician and a craftsman and an engineer is supposed to be in the ratio of 1:5 to 25. We are far from that. So we need more engineers, and we encourage these young fellows to prepare themselves so that the country can achieve what it. So in terms of engineering broadly, these are the traditional engineering areas: electrical, then we have civil engineering, mechanical engineering. But mechanical, you can see, has got many other, we call them spin-off areas, yeah? So mechanical, you can have mining and mineral processing, petroleum, mechatronics, biomedical, and aerospace. They come, and nowadays we are also talking of what? Of nuclear engineering. That institution that the government is establishing, which it gave a charter, the president was there the other, was it 2 weeks ago in Concert. One of the major areas is nuclear engineering. We have very few nuclear engineers, and we are planning to establish a nuclear power station in Nyanza somewhere. I think somewhere in Nyanza, yeah? So what is expected of you currently, this is what we look at, the minimum. Even if you don't qualify and you wish to come and do the engineering, you don't qualify, but you are not selected, you can still come as a private student and still pay almost the same amount of money like the government sponsored. What we require is that you must have scored at least a C+, a mean. And then there is a C+ in maths, physics, and chemistry, yeah? And of course, for purposes of communication, we put a language. Next. Okay. Those are the areas, the broad areas of specialization. I think Madam has mentioned all of them. You can see number one is normally medicine. I have seen a number of young fellows here are planning or are wishing to become medical practitioners. And it has got many areas of specialization. You can see dentistry, clinical medicine, and so forth. Our engineering, we also have engineering and survey. So it deals with the infrastructure and other things. So there is mechanical, electrical, and civil. And then we have business and economics is there, computing and information. This is now the really thing when you are talking of smart technologies, smart farming, those ones who want to do farming. Nowadays we are talking of smart farms using sensors. It can tell you your crop is ripe for harvest. So you use smart farming, yeah? Then there is agriculture and applied sciences. We have another area which we call build environment and design. This is where we have the architects. In any construction that is being built, the main or the lead person in that project is normally the architect, yeah? But we have tried to change it a bit, and we normally say where the work is majorly maybe electrical, then the lead person becomes an electrical engineer. Where it is majorly mechanical engineer becomes the lead of that. But historically, the architects, and that's why one of them was here, was saying, I want to be an architect. It is one of the most highly paid area of technical and engineering profession. Next. Yes, so that is what mechanical engineering is. Mechanical engineering doesn't mean, when I was in Mo University, we were having forums like this ones, talking to young learners like you. Because when you talk of mechanical engineering, guys start thinking you are going to lie down the vehicle with spanners, trying to tighten some things. No, it is not that, yeah? It is more than that, yeah? It is automation. You wear just overalls like the ones the medical people wear and work, isn't it? So you are welcome to do that. There is design, manufacturing. It deals with engines and installations, operations, and even there is management. Yeah, you have even seen people who sit in the front office. They want to understand what you want. They are engineers, and they will go and interpret it and make it. Yeah. Okay. Next. So these are the broad areas of mechanical engineering. We call them thermofluids. I think they are at this level. It might not be very important for you, but those are the areas, and what these areas I've also mentioned them in that definition of what is mechanical. And you can see the disciplines. Where could you get a mechanical engineer? You can get them in automation. You see, you go like those people come from Mumias. The production of sugar is completely computerized. You can sit in one office and see the flow of sugarcane from where it is ordered in and where it is being packed. And they are able to see that. Yeah. So this is done by mechanical engineers. Automotive, we have seen production of vehicles, assembly, General Motors, and the rest. Yes. Designs, robotics, nanotechnology, those are very small time technologies. We are now moving from very massive equipment or devices to very small things because of spaces and other things. All these are mechanical. So you should not have that misconception that mechanical is, having a very big hammer, heavy hammer, you go home at the end of the day, you are tired. Okay. So these are the some of the skills which and competences, because you know, as the education is being reformed at this level, we are also at the university level thinking on how do we also receive these students and how do we train them further. So we are also changing. We are becoming, what do you call it? Outcome-based. We use an outcome-based teaching so that we can make the teaching at the university level more practical, yeah? So you can see there is a need for experimental analysis, and that is why we are saying that you need a lot of sciences so that you are able to analyze systems and evaluate them. You are able to design, you are able to do networking and leadership. When you go to a project, you need to coordinate people on the ground so that you are able to carry out your work. And more importantly, you have to have the necessary knowledge for what you want to do. Those are the skills that are required, and we embrace them. At the university now, we are moving to what we call Washington Accord for the engineers. And what that means is that an engineer who is trained in Kenya can go in America and start working without being queried whether he qualifies or not. Yeah. So mobility of the engineers has been enhanced, and this accord we got a provisional recognition. Was it last year? So there are more opportunities. You heard the president was saying in Korea, you know, and other European countries, the population growth rate is going to the negative. So they require manpower from other countries. So through that kind of arrangement, you are able to work in those countries without any problem, yeah, and then come back. Okay. These are the areas where you can see mechanical engineers working. I don't want, because of time, I'm not, I could have also, as a lecturer, asked you what you know and what you don't know. So I will just answer them and go through. When we talk of energy, you have seen places like Chotamo, Kemchen in Naivasha. The people who produce energy are mechanical engineers mainly. Yeah, and the area is normally, we call it a thermofluid. You saw the class I gave you earlier. So in energy, you will find mechanical engineers there. Production and manufacturing, you have seen processing of tea. Those people who come from Rift Valley, there is tea processing, conveyors and everything. It is done by mechanical engineers, yes. And there are many other manufacturing industries within Nairobi. Food processing. Those ones who come from Thika, you have seen Del Monte. Processing of pineapples, yeah? Mechanical engineers, yeah? And many others, yeah? Then we come to heavy plants and automotive. This is construction. There is a running road being constructed. What are they using? They are using cranes, they are using tractors, and so forth. You are seeing building near Bomas. There is a big building coming up. You see hoists there, yeah? Cranes. Those are mechanical works. And the people in charge. So there are many opportunities. I'm just showing you a few of them. And more importantly, like now, one madam here, she's an advisor. She works in the headquarters, she said, yeah? Ministry of Education. We have people on the ground here, but we have the policy makers and so forth. They are there. You can also work in public sector. Approval, processing, budgeting, and all those kind of things. In mechanical works, they are done also by mechanical. And these are some of the areas that you can work even without putting your overall, yeah? You plan and tell the country this is what we want you to do. Or the approval. You have seen the counties, yeah? Though we are having some buildings corruption, it's not because the engineers are there, it's because there are no engineers, yeah? You know, people say they are, what will they call it? Not full-packed, half-packed engineers. That is not the thing. I think if you ask the parents who are there and they have constructed some buildings, some of the projects you see, they are not supervised by engineers. If there is a supervisor or some, a site technician and the owner, they will build a house and it goes 5 floors without an engineer visiting. And if they want, of course, those are the gaps that we have. They will go to the engineer and get a rubber stamp, yeah? But the engineer has never visited the site, isn't it? Those are the challenges we have, but there is one. These are the responsibilities of an engineer. Of course, solving, designing what we are saying now is having problems, making documentations, evaluation of systems like now we have lifts. If you go to Nairobi, even where she works, you have to enter into a lift, it takes you to a certain floor. Those lifts are mechanical and they are maintained on yearly basis. A mechanical engineer would go and put a rubber stamp that I have inspected this lift, it can carry people. Yes? So there is that responsibility, modeling, design, planning where you are going to do your production and all those kind of things are also some of the responsibilities that we have as mechanical engineers. Next. The titles of mechanical engineers are many, depending on where you are stationed, where you are working. So you can see there is a mechanical system engineer, mechanical design engineer, mechanical project engineer. So there are many titles that goes into that. And when it comes to the public service, you always hear of an engineer, senior engineer, principal engineer, chief engineer, chief principal engineer. That is the topmost. And these people are seated in the Ministry of Public Works or Ministry of Roads. That is where you can get them, yeah? But in consulting, then we talk of graduate engineer, many professional engineer, they are also categorized. You can see 4 and 3 and 4, and consulting is E1 and E2. So when you are in that category, of course, even the remuneration is higher. But me as a professor have not gone into this so much, though we do part of this because I'm remunerated as a professor at the university. But if I get detached, then I will fall back to those levels. Though we do that. So I didn't want to go into this because it has been explained. Competence-based education is basically trying to evaluate what the student is able to do. Not like what we used to have, you read and pass the exams. It takes you, and you have been explained how the evaluation is done. It starts from grade 6. You take 20%, get another 20% somewhere there, and eventually 60%, and then get the final marks. So, and what is important with the competence-based education is that we don't grade students, yeah? That's why we're here. Though in a way, If you have to go to Kenya High, you expect to have expectation, is it expression 2 or exceeding 2? Yeah, so for you to be there is a way they calculate that, and so it goes up to 72, isn't it? So you have to work hard, and the time to prepare that is now. You just go down. I think I'm not going to go through this because the core principles, just go. Competence-based, yes. I just stop at that, where we have, these are the stages, of course, from earlier year education, nursery. You know, this is slightly different. When we were very young, we used to use even charcoal to write, yeah? And for you to qualify to go to class 1, they used to tell us, pass your hand like this. If you don't touch your ear, you just remain there, yes? And it was very interesting. I remember still we used to sing some songs, even as young fellows. Nasikia sauti. You remember that? Sauti ya mama. You know, it at this lunchtime, and you disappear from school. Now I think there is a lot of problems. You can't even leave your kid to go alone to school because of insecurity. But we used to do that. And then you are seeing the middle, and then, of course, after you finish your grade 9, you will go to grade 10, as she has explained, and you read a certain subject, which I want to project there finally. But then from grade 13, I guess, is it grade 12, or grade 12 rather, you either go to a TVET institution, or you can go to a university, yes? And it normally takes around 3 years to around 5 years, yeah, depending on the area of specialization. Education and sciences might take 3 years, so we are also preparing to adjust that. Engineering might now take 4 years. Currently, it is taking 5 years. With the CPC, it might take 4 years. Then medicine, which takes around 5, and that takes, 6, and that takes, will now be taking probably 5 years. 1 year will be reduced because some of the content has been transferred to the other levels. Can we go down? I just want to finish because I think, yes, recommended grade 10 subjects. Yeah.
Hello everyone. Yes, we want to appreciate our guests in the sign language. So you will hold for me. This is how we clap in sign language. Just shake your hands up. Yes, that is how we clap. Let's say thank you. Put your right hand near your mouth. Say thank you. Say thank you. Let's tell him welcome again. Welcome again. Good.
Wow, now you've learned. As the Ministry of Education comes to address us, we can clearly see from our school young teachers of SME. So the Ministry of Education, be not afraid. This school is well resourced. Thankfully, we thank the board, and as the professor here wants to have a bite there, the ministry will be addressing. Is that okay, Professor? I'm informed there's somebody waiting for the professor by the staff room. The ministry, please be welcomed. Clap for the Ministry of Education.
God is good and all the time. Yes, as I had said earlier, my name is Dr. Jane Gatua, working in the Ministry of Education at the headquarters in the Directorate of Quality Assurance and Standards. And I want to say that it is so beautiful to stand at this moment when a lot has been said, and I do not want to belabor to repeat what my colleagues have said. So riding on the already established protocol, I am very, very grateful to be invited here. I want to say that I also started from a very humble background, which I'm not going to give a detailed account of. It has been a journey to get where we are, and we are standing here to encourage the young ones that you are the only one who can stand between you and your success on what you want to become. So you have a blank check that you can write to whatever you want to become. And that is why we are saying, or your theme is saying, that be ready today so that you have a strong tomorrow. As I stand here, I feel so nice seeing the curriculum that I was part of developing in 2017. When this nation wanted to review the curriculum from knowledge-based to competency-based. And I got that opportunity to sit at KICD day in, day out, and now we are here seeing the results of what we have become. And I said I only need 10 minutes. If you look at that diagram there, or picture, it is showing you how we used to be many years, where all of us were subjected to one examination. Hello? Whether you liked it or not, you had to sit for that exam at the end of grade 8, and all of us were expected to pass, and all of us were being examined through one scoring guide. So if you look at that teacher, he's subjecting the elephant, the monkey, the bird, the fish to one exam. So if they are going to climb the tree, who will win? Of course, the monkey will win, and the fish will take the whole time. I don't think even the fish can make an attempt of climbing the tree. So why are you telling me to do very well in mathematics and my line is linguistic? And this is what we did all the years. The elephant, can the elephant swim? Can the elephant beat the fish in water? But all of us were required to pass in mathematics. But now, the nation has taken every runner as very, very important because we are talented differently. And that is why competency-based education vision is to have engaged, empowered, and ethical citizen. Maybe you could move to the other slide. Move to the other one. I don't want to read those ones. Now, if you look at that, the shift that we have done from the 844 to competence-based education is that You will not find a lot of content. A lot of content. The way a grade 1 child used to carry books until they are bedding like this. They have homework for all the subjects because there was so much content to be covered. Now, it is competence, the ability to do. That is why parental engagement becomes very, very important. If we are counting numbers in school, let us come and count spoons and plates as we clean them in the home. Because it is about applying the knowledge. What is the use of knowing the boiling point of water is 100 degrees what? But when you go to cook ugali, you don't wait for that water to boil. Where are you having the knowledge of boiling point? So it is applying the knowledge in our real life situation. That is why we are talking about authentic tasks. I am very happy that Madam Ruth took us through all that we are required to become. We can never exhaust the careers that exist in this world. And you only need to know, what am I good at? And as I go to the next slide, as I move forward with my presentation here, I want to say, parents, we have a key role to play. Remember, children are a gift from God. It is us, together with the teachers, to join hearts to identify the talent. Remember, I said the vision is to have engaged, empowered, and ethical citizen. The mission is to nurture every learner's potential. We saw here, was it Diana, who was singing for us here in the morning? But she have a law degree. Because maybe the parents told her, wewe lazima uwe wakili. Akaenda akamaliza kuwa wakili, akaingia kwa uwanja wa muziki. And that is what CBE is telling us. Let us identify the talent of the child and support this child through the teachers, through the parents, through the community. That is why we have something we are calling community learning, community service learning. Because it is about what this child can be able to do. And everybody, including the S&E, we call them that pathway. What do we call it? The pathway for S&E. Stage-based. The competence-based education has the age-based and stage-based. Because every child is very, very important. And everybody can add value. That is the vision. The vision of competence-based education, and for us to have that engaged, empowered, and ethical citizen, we must be able to have the excellent teaching or learning. Walimu tuko wapi? For us to have the 21st century learner, we must have the 21st century teacher. And that is why the government is investing so much on the retooling of teachers, so that they are prepared. Even we do not talk about topics. We talk about strands because it is continuous. And that is why Professor has told us here that even at the university, they are really preparing because it is a strand. It is continuous. Those learners who went to grade 10 in our senior schools, the teachers were telling us at some other forum, they are seeing different lot of learners who are even telling them, hivyo ndivyo hatufunzwi hivyo sisi. Because we are talking about the competencies. Collaboration and communication. These children for CBE, they know how to share. For us, when we went to school, we were told, kila mtu afiche nini? Wazazi. Si tulikuwa tunaandika kama tumefanya hivi. Uonekane ukionyesha yule mwingine. What did we become? When we went to the offices, na mnasema kuna corruption. We are the product of the education. Education shapes the nation. I remember in class 5, I was thoroughly beaten by my teacher because I was a very good girl in writing the composition. So I could write 2 different compositions, mine and for my friend. When my friend behaved well with me, I could write her a very nice composition. The following day, the teacher now sees this girl has dropped. Then Magdalene was called and told, why are you dropping in writing your composition? Then she said, the other time it is Jane who wrote for me the composition. I'm telling you, I was called, Magdalene was called, we were beaten. We were even told to go for our parents. That teacher killed my a 35 child who can write 2 different compositions. And I was beaten for doing that. I would have become a very great author in this nation. I only came to retrieve that gift about 5 years ago when I started writing books with Longhorn. I will come to story moja. Because that gift came out, but it had been killed by the teacher. Bado tuko hapo. Ndio tunaambiwa in the book of James, let very few of us become teachers. Because our judgment will be very severe. Because you can kill that gift or you can nurture that gift. Please, walimu, let us nurture these young ones. They are looking upon us to become what they wanted to become. Usiangalie mtoto umwambie wewe huwezi kuwa kitu. Wewe utakuwa tu kama mama yako, wewe utakuwa kama baba yako mwenye anaradarada huku mitaani. Please, let us not do that. Sio? Wanafunzi, si mnataka kuwa encouraged? Yeah, because you are equal to the task. Wazazi na sisi tuheshimu walimu. Let us not discuss teachers with our runners. Oh, tawakosea heshima na hawatasoma vizuri. They will not become what we are talking about here if we do not put effort there. Let's move to the next one. I am almost done. That is nurturing every learner's potential. Hiyo tulisema na tukasema all learners are very successful. Hakuna mtoto mjiga. Usikawahi kuitwa ng'ombe na mtu useme wewe ni ng'ombe. Sisi wote ni werevu, si ndio? Hakuna mtoto mjiga, hakuna mtu mjiga hii dunia. Kila mtu kuna kile anaweza fanya. Let's move. That is the runner. Hawa hizi sote nimeambiwa hapa, the pathways, the C1 schools, sijui what. It is about having the 21st century learner who is a problem solver. Haugoji kuuliza mama yako tutakula nini, wewe mtu wa grade 9 na kuna mchele kwa hiyo nyumba, kuna uga. Fikiria, si kuna kitu unaweza fanya? A problem solver, a critical thinker, somebody who can be able to solve a problem. And those are the citizens we want. I was telling Professor when I was seated here. In Jogoo House, we have delegates after delegates from different countries. The other one we were handling one from Agora. They wanted to know, how did we take competency-based to the classroom? They cannot be able to see how. Sasa Kenya, hata kama tunajidharau, tuko wapi? Kuna kitu tunafanya. Kuna kitu tunafanya. And these ones are becoming innovators. They are coming to change this world through the innovations that they are going to have. We must learn. We must learn and we must learn. Kwa hivyo kama bado unagojea mtoto wako akuje na report form uone ameshinda watoto wangapi, ati wewe ulikuwa namba ngapi? Ulikuwa 100 out of 120. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. We are competing against criteria. Because you can compare, you cannot compare the incomparable. I'm very good in the social science. The other one is very good in STEM. How do we compete? I can only compete against my criteria. Let's move. Those are the core competencies, please. And the pillars, one of the pillars is values. We said empowered, engaged, and ethical citizen. Values, na hii ni kanisa. And we are so happy about the church and what the church can do to impart values. Remember, we are talking about a tragedy that has hit us as a nation in Utumishi girls. And these are the girls who went to burn others in a dormitory. Where are the values? How do you kill somebody else, your fellow runner, because of mismanagement of the school, and the fellow runner does not have the managerial mandate because of the values? So we are talking about values, and it is very, very important that wazazi, walimu, society na kila mtu tuhimize nidhamu. So CBE one of the key pillars is values. So we are imparting values in our runners so that they can be able to transform this nation, not just through the knowledge and the abilities, but also doing it the right way, so that we can be able to live together. And that is why you will see we have the citizenship as a core competencies. We have learning to run. We have critical thinking and problem solving so that we can be able to get where we should. The next slide. The other one. So I want to finish by saying that let us all know that we are holding our hearts together. And as I conclude, I said I am in the Quality Assurance and Standards Directorate. My dissertation in my PhD, it was about safety in schools. You can Google for that dissertation because it is online. Those many years, because I graduated in 2013, professor in my PhD, but I did not venture so much into the university, although I was doing part-timing, because I thought, let me stick here and we make the policies. And so far, I'm so happy about the policies we have made in this nation. Although when it comes to implementing the policies, we have some challenges. But the policies are there, including that the CS was quoting of safety standard manual for schools in Kenya. We sat down and did those manuals. But are we adhering to those guidelines? Are we adhering to those guidelines? Did you see that dormitory the way it was? Look at the safety standard manual and what it says. So it is about us. What are we doing to help our schools? What are we doing to ensure the safety? So what I'm saying, because here, and I want to congratulate the fraternity of this school, because they have brought together the key stakeholders. They have the BOM here. Hello? We have parents, we have runners, we have the teachers with us. I want to say this about the quality assurance. We talk about 5 key dimensions. I just mentioned them. Otherwise, I can talk over one dimension for a whole day, and we don't have time. There is one dimension that we talk about in quality assurance in Kenya. Hello? Where it is called leadership, management, and community involvement. Leadership, management, and community involvement. Is the leadership in every school providing strategic direction? Is the leadership providing the resources that are required? And all those other things allowed leadership. Kwa hivyo hii shule, kama tunataka kufaulu miongoni mwa shule zile zingine, lazima leadership and management iwe juu. And we have an institution in Kenya that trains BOMs. It is called KEMI, Kenya Education Management Institute. Ina train BOMs za shule. Kwa hivyo BOM wenye wako hapa, and you know I said, and run, and run. And one of the core competencies is running too. We can never finish knowledge. The other dimension that we look at in quality assurance is what we call curriculum, organization, and implementation. That is the core business of the school. This is where we get hold of the teachers. Are you preparing professional documents? Because Ruth has told us, these are the pathways, but where will those runners get the knowledge? Where will they get the competencies? Where will they get the values? From that curriculum. So you must organize yourself to ensure that we are doing the right curriculum implementation. Number 3, because I want to finish. The other item we look at is what we call physical infrastructure, because they support learning. Right now we are seated here because there is a physical infrastructure. We can see classrooms, we can see dorms, the others that have our boarding. So physical infrastructure becomes a key area. The toilets, the fields, all that support implementation of curriculum. Number 4, and very important, we look at what we call learners' welfare. Kwetu mtoto ni muhimu sana. We say in education, the child is at the center. Our core business is that child. In fact, the reason why I came very fast is because I knew I was coming to see the runner and talk to them. These are our future, they are our current, they are our everything. So we always talk about the runners' welfare. When they are in school, how are they eating? What are the toilets they are using? Is there water? Is there guidance and counseling? Are they participating in co-curricular activities? Or they are just in books and books and books throughout? So runners' welfare becomes very important. And finally, we talk about parental empowerment and engagement. We can never move anywhere without parents. So in this school, please look at how those dimensions of quality education are coming out in our school. And I want to say, as I finish, I'm so happy about this organization that has been done by this school of the career enlightenment, because it is very, very important. And you know, teachers, all these careers passes through your hands. So what can we say about our career? We have seen what you need to do to become an engineer. This engineer will pass in the heads of the educationist. Sisi ndio kila kitu. Sisi ndio kila kitu. And we thank God for our profession. Nobody can be able to pay a teacher enough. It is only God. We say teaching is a noble profession. It is only God who can be able to pay a teacher. You can imagine, unaleta mtoto hajui hata kuongea, akirudi nyumbani anajua hata kutunga sentensi, anajua kushika karamu. We tell teachers that they perform miracles. They are miracle performers. So let us shape all the other careers. Wasiseme kare kama mwalimu, sisi ndio tumetoa maengineer, tumetoa kila mtu. Na it is not a profession that should be looked down upon. We should respect our teachers, we should hold them high, because they are the ones doing that. So if I was a priest, I could have said, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And we say what? Thank you.
We are sincerely thank you. This is what we are going to do now. We are supposed to be exiting, but with the permission of the chief guests, I'd want us to have just one parent asking one question to them and one learner. 2 burning questions only. By show of hands, do you have one? At the back, my eyesight is not clear. Are they going once? Going twice? Wazazi wetu wako, they are a bit nonchalant, so they don't have any questions. The presentation was okay. Learners, just one question, because this is a rare opportunity to get the Ministry of Education here and even the Dean. Any learner with a question, just one. Going once, going once, going once. Who? Come. Yeah, there's this one. Clap for him. He's the bravest in this entire room. The bravest.
I have a question. Do you like your career?
It's me. Okay. So,
For the singers, how do you sing? Where do you get that sound? How?
Let us permit the professor to answer us kindly.
Yeah, thank you so much. What was your name? Huh? Jason. Which grade is that? Grade 6. Yeah, he has asked me whether I like my profession. If you don't like what you are doing, then you could have not even seen me here. My profession is very interesting. It is very interactive. Yes, you interact with the things which you feel. Yeah, I'm a mechanical engineer and more so a manufacturing engineer. What I started was issues of robotics and what we call flexible manufacturing system. Those are machines which are controlled by computers, and I like touching things, designing, and making things work. Yeah, I like serving the community through innovations, designs, and we do that using these automated systems in mechanical engineering. Yeah, and more so, you see what you design and it is working outside there. It makes you feel very good. Yeah. I said nowadays we are talking of smart technologies, and it is cutting across. It is not isolated. If you want, and that is why, like, our mechanical engineering is changing to what we call mechatronics. Mechatronics is basically mechanical and a bit of electronics or electrical. So those are the things we are doing. I did my PhD on that, using sensors to manage the robots where they work. You know, a robot can do an assembly, it can do welding. Where we work and the environment is very hazardous, then we just throw in the robots. So I really like my profession. I interact with the people. It has taken me to places, as I've told you. There is no part of this world I've not gone to. I keep on traveling south, north, even consulting. Apart from making those things, we do consultation. I've gone to countries like Namibia, South Africa. It takes you. I like my profession. And as a mentor, you know, I'm a mentor. I also, once you finish the universities, like in my university where we train engineers, I also assess professional engineers. I'm one of the evaluators. I sit there and we evaluate them for professional work. Normally there are people from the industries and I come from the university. If you come there and you say you are very good in research in mechanical engineer, you will meet me there. So I really like it. It has allowed me to do a lot of things which touches people's lives. It has allowed me to travel all over this world. There is, as I've mentioned, Asia, Japan, and Europe, and America. There is no country that I've not traveled to. It is interesting. Thank you.
Okay. Now, I want to welcome Peter Wango, wherever he is. Peter Wango, come in front. He's going to pray with us so that you can depart from here. And the other one for the singer, I'm informed the singer has left for some emergency, and also parents, you'll have to bear with us for this particular small occurrence. The singer is not here, but to answer your question, luckily we have our own in-house teacher of music. She'll come to answer you at a later time. So, and before Wango prays, I'm reminded Elder Nyakundi Moses. Elder Nyakundi Abel, as he's coming, he's going to give us the vote of thanks so that you can complete.
Stand up, then we pray. Let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for this day. God, you have blessed us from morning until now. God, you have learned. Help us to understand it and help us to guide us in good ways, God. And at this time, God, as we end our career day, bless us and guide us. In Jesus' name I pray and believe. Amen.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for coming to this occasion. I also happen to be in the education sector. I am a deputy principal of a senior school called PCA Upper Matasia. Yes. So, and I'm almost exiting from the profession because I started teaching. Next month, 24th July, if God allows me to reach there, I'll be starting my 38th year in the profession. I've been in this profession for 37 years, and I thank God for this. It's a profession that I really love because it is a profession that nurtures the souls of young people. People who have, because as one of the speakers said, when you are given a child who doesn't know to write his name, because sometimes we look at our learners, when you are given them a question, then some of them will copy the question. Yaani tunasema anachitungia swali na analijibu, lakini bado huyo mwanafunzi hawezi kupata zero. Bado lazima kuwe mtu ambaye ni useful in society. So I really love to see such people. Professor, we are very thankful as a school that you came. You know, the name itself speaks, says sio rahisi kupata mtu kama huyo, lakini tunashukuru kwa sababu ya kuja kwako na you have really graced this occasion. Our Madam Ruth Juma from Story Moja, we want to thank you also. And when I listened to you, I said people have come from very humble backgrounds. And those people who have come from humble backgrounds are really strong in society. And our school is a school that is mentoring people who are coming from humble background. Our Dr. John Gatua from the Ministry of Education, we thank you, Madam, for coming to share with our parents and children whatever that is really mattering in our lives. I want to thank our parents and guardians who took time to come. By the way, parents and guardians of our school, we don't take you for granted. You are our greatest, actually you are our clients, because you are the ones who have supplied the raw materials to our school, our children. So we thank you so much, and let us continue sharing so that we can take these children very far. Our teachers, I don't want to forget you, because I know all this led by our head teacher could not be successful, or we could have not reached here if this was not done by the teachers. I thank even those people who are doing something in the kitchen, because at break time tulikula kitu, and I am sure as we live here lazima tukule na hatuwezi toka kama hatujakula. So we thank them for everything that they are doing. Our learners, we also thank you. We thank you so much, and we ask you to take everything that you have learned today serious. Above all, everybody else. May God bless you, and I thank you all for everything.
My name is Daniel Masharia from Kiserian Adventist. In this school we had an event, it was Career Day. In the Career Day there were professionals and we learned. There were doctors, engineers, and among others. In my career, I want to become an orthopedic surgeon.
My name is Gabriela Chebet and I come from Kiserian Adventist School. And in our school, we had a big event which was a career day. There were some professionals came, lawyers, musicians and doctors.
So my name is Karen Rayon, and today I learned being a doctor it's helping people who are not are sick in hospitals. You should always love your career.
My name is Charles Magembe, and I would like to thank the Board of Management and the school management for making this day a successful day, and for the parents who have attended, may God bless you, and thank you for coming, and all the learners who participated, thank you for joining us to this career day. I hope you have learned a lot of things from the professionals, and that you may apply their knowledge to our daily lives and make it a daily habit to have a personal journey in this career. Thank you.